Preseason preparations have gone well so far. It's been freezing, so that's been a challenge. I mean, normally we train in August, and it's super hot, but it's been super cold. I think the other night we came off the turf and it was 25 degrees, feels like 14 or something like that. So layers upon layers upon layers. But we've been able to get a lot of work done. And the guys, even though it's been cold or snowy or whatever, the guys have responded and they've plowed through those issues so far. So things are going well. We're healthy, or will soon be healthy, and that's really all you can ask for. When I look at our squad and I think about strengths, I just think of our depth. We'll have 30. Our roster will be 30 guys. We had one guy who had an off-season injury and surgery, so he's unavailable, but we'll have 3 goalkeepers and 27 field players. So I really feel like the depth of our squad, we've just got a really good group of guys at every position. There's a couple of guys that can play multiple positions. So I think the one thing for us this year is going to be our depth. That's going to be a strength. Maybe some areas that we need to figure out or work on. I think experience, and that's going to be, I think, across the conference though. We haven't played a competitive match together since November of 2019, so 450 days or something crazy like that. So that's going to be an issue. And the other thing is really just trying to find, with the depth, trying to find the right combination of guys in the right positions at the right times. And that's just, you know, that little chess match of who needs to be where and when during the match is going to be something that we really need to fine-tune. From a leadership standpoint on the field, there's a lot of guys. I think we're really young. We have 14 freshmen and 6 sophomores, so 20 of our 30 guys are freshmen and sophomores. So maybe that naivety is going to be something that we can utilize. But some guys that we're looking to contribute right away. I think the goalkeeping core that we have is really strong. You know, Luke Greenway, Jesse Grayshaw, Grant Barrow. So we've got a really strong group of goalkeepers, and still battling out to figure out the starter. But we've got some really good experience there. I think in the back, Aaron McFeeters will be a kid that anchors us centrally. Played a lot of minutes. I think he led our team in minutes last year. And Sam Bielitz is a returning starter. He's a sophomore. Scored, I think, 6 goals for us last year, so he brings a lot of goal-scoring prowess. So he's going to move centrally and be a strong player for us. And then, you know, Josh Flanagan, Ken and Rowe are centrally have been distancing themselves and showing some really good things in the center part of the field. I think it's going to be hard to figure out. But everybody's on the same footing because no one really knows that much about anyone. You can look at rosters and look at who's returning and look at freshmen and try to take your best guess about where people are going to be, but no one will have played a non-conference game. So when we go into Waynesburg, we'll have no video on them at all. You know, we go into Teal, we'll have 1 week. Geneva will have 2 weeks. So there's a really limited amount of evidence about where people are going to be. I really feel like it's just going to be kind of a crapshoot. Like I think people are going to experiment. It's a shortened season. How fit is everybody coming out of winter? How much training have they been able to get in, and how much are people going to be clicking? So I think teams that are deeper, teams that are fitter, teams that are mentally stronger are going to probably be more successful. Obviously W&J returning champions, but I really feel like there's just a ton of teams that can challenge for that. And in this year particularly, you just don't really know. Franciscan's new, so some new blood in the conference, and you just really don't know. We played Franciscan several years ago in the ECAC, but I mean that's the only time we've run across them. So there's that, and then new rosters. Several teams have just added tons of players, so you really can't tell. So it's going to be a fun 8 weeks here starting soon whenever we get conference play started. I'm really excited about this group of guys. I think the key to our success is just really unity and effort, and I think just being able to overcome just the odd playing in the spring. I think, you know, I'm an X's and O's guy, I'm a detail guy, and that's something we've put a lot of effort into, how we want to play and all those things. But I really feel like culturally, that's, if you have a strong culture and you can off the field and you can take that on the field and your team can be together, you can put a big effort out there, I think you're going to be successful. And for us, that's the biggest thing that I think that's going to result in us being successful. Interesting season, like who's motivated, because it's just the PAC tournament. There's no national championship to go to, no national tournament. So I really feel like just who can be motivated for this season. There's a lot of mental stress among college kids. You've been wearing a mask for a long time. You know, you're getting tested, surveillance testing. I think of just the mental strain on some of these athletes. You know, men's, women's basketball testing 3 times a week, and I look at what they're going through, and I just think, you know, all the athletes are going to go through that. So who can kind of, as together as a group, overcome that strange situation of eating grab-and-go meals, being in a mask, being socially distant, not being in the same room with your teammates that often. I mean, that's just different, and whoever can overcome that and put it together when they get on the field is going to be the team that's going to be the most successful. And our hope is that our culture is strong enough to have an opportunity for that success.